and salutations, everybody, and welcome to the CanUK Podcast, the podcast done by fans for fans of everything nerdy. I am your host, sick as a dog, Lord X, and joining me this week from Alberta, it's Big Boss.
Hello, everybody.
How are you doing this week, Big Boss?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm sick, though, so sore throat and all that jazz. But I'm on the drugs, so I'm happy. So, yeah, doing all right. Man, it seems like we haven't talked in forever, doesn't it?
I know, it's been, not even a minute. But we'll come back to that in the shameless self-promotion.
Exactly. So we're going to kick off this show with something we've kind of been dreading for the past few months. And it's finally here, and that is the Games of Merch.
Dun, dun, dun.
As everybody knows, pretty much every single thing is being released in merch, and we've got a list here, but we're pretty sure it's not everything.
Strangely, it doesn't look as big as I thought it would. That's what she said. But at the same time, it's still pretty comprehensive, so...
Yeah, there's quite a few big titles here to talk about.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing about March, is it's kind of the AAA titles month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first big month of the year.
Well, let's dive in.
Starting on the 4th, it's finally going to be releasing South Park, The Stick of Truth on Windows, PS3, and Xbox 360.
Yeah, people have been waiting for that for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was something I was really looking forward to, and I am going to pick it up eventually, but unfortunately I had to cancel my pre-order because of everything else in the month.
Because March.
Yeah, pretty much. If they had released in December as they were going to, hey, no problem.
Yeah.
No, not so much. But hey, I am still looking forward to that because it's looking pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so moving onwards to the 11th, so we don't waste too much time on this podcast. Because, well, we need to try and get some order back in.
Yes, we do.
On the 11th, we have Altair, Aisha, and Logi, Alchemists of the Dusk Sky, Dark Souls 2 for... Oh, sorry, the first game is for PS3, by the way. Dark Souls 2, Windows, PS3, and Xbox 360. Titanfall for Windows and Xbox One, and Towerfall for PS4 and I think PC as well.
Okay. And I remember you saying Towerfall is an indie game.
Mm-hmm. Originally a Ouya exclusive.
Ooh, yeah. Macho madness. Yeah, no, that's a pretty big day, especially given that you got both Dark Souls and Titanfall.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're excited for Titanfall or not, there's no denying that that's a big game.
Yep.
And, Dark Souls is quite the
Yeah.
phenomenon.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to die again.
That's one phenomenon I can't get behind. Not that I don't... It's not that I don't respect it, I just can't get into it.
It is a hard game to get into. But it's one of those very few games that's actually rewarding to play. Like, when you finally get past something, it's like, man, I feel like I've accomplished something here.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. And I believe you're picking up one of those games, aren't you?
Yes, I have the collector's edition of Dark Souls 2 pre-ordered.
Nice.
And I actually really want the first game on that list as well, but I have to pass on it.
Yeah.
I want my JRPG fix, but I can't have it.
Not yet, at least.
No.
Maybe it's a good thing you can't get both, so you can spend your time on one.
True. Very true. And a lot of time will be spent on Dark Souls 2. Alright, moving ahead, on the 14th, we have Yoshi's New Island coming out on the 3DS.
Cool. Yoshi gets a new island.
Yep.
Good for him.
It looks like a fun game.
I'm sure it is.
after all, it is Nintendo first-party stuff, so.
They tend to do well on that front.
Moving on to the 18th, we have Final Fantasy X/10-2 HD Remaster coming out on the PS3 and the PlayStation Vita. And to note for this one, the PS3 version, you do get both copies of the game in one. And for the Vita, if you buy 10, you get 10-2 as a free downloadable game.
Okay.
Also, we have Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes for the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and the Xbox One. And finally, Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z for Windows, PS3, and Xbox 360. A
Sweet.
day I know you're very excited for.
A day I'm both excited for and dreading because in that one day alone I become behind on my gaming. Yeah, I'm picking up Final Fantasy X HD on the PS3, which, yeah, will come with 10-2. And then I have pre-ordered MGS5 Ground Zeroes for the PS4. Which, I mean, I've heard it's short, but at the same time, I'm sure I'll have fun going around that area doing the stuff.
Yeah. And it did get a price drop today, so.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, it's down to $29.99 now for PS4.
Oh, shit, nice. Well, that'll be good, but yeah. I'll have to beat that quickly, and then so I can get into FF10 HD.
Yep. Yeah, I cannot wait to dive back into Final Fantasy again.
I've wanted to replay 10 for a while, and then the moment I heard it was coming out on an HD remaster, I decided to wait. And I've been waiting a while, to say the least. But apparently I only have 3 days to beat it because...
Yep, because on the 21st we have our, well, the first PlayStation 4 exclusive of the year, infamous Second Son.
Which I also have pre-ordered.
Me too!
Did you get the collector's edition or whatever?
No, just the standard.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I saw what was in the collector's and was like, eh.
That's how I felt. Not bad, but nothing that really made me say, yes, I want this.
So yeah, can't wait for that. That game is looking just spectacular.
Well, if it's anything like the first two, I will be very, very happy.
And it looks like the first real next-gen game, too.
It does. It looks great.
Alright, so moving onwards for the 25th, we have quite a selection here. We have BlazBlue
Chrono Phantasma.
Thank you. For the PlayStation 3, we have Deception 4 for Blood Ties for the PS3 and PlayStation Vita. We have Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls for Windows and Mac. We have Smite, which has been out for ages now, finally getting its release on Windows. We have The Witch and the 100 Knight for PS3. And we have Titanfall again for the 360.
Cool.
So, Japanese Fighter, JRPG, RPG, Smug, or Smup, as they call them. I think Smite is. It's one of those arena fighter type deals.
Okay.
League of Legends clone, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Japanese RPG and first-person shooter.
Sweet. That's another pretty big day, I guess.
Anything in specific you're looking forward to there?
Well, I'm curious about Diablo, mostly because I enjoy Diablo, though I never finished 3. So I'm kind of waiting for it to come out for the PS4.
Yeah, same here.
But other than that, no, nothing I'm going to be getting.
Yeah, I'm not picking up anything either, though I do have BlazBlue, Deception, and The Witch and the 100 Knight on my radar. Especially the last one, since it is coming from my favorite developer. Favorite publisher, anyway. I'm not sure if they're developing it. That's Nippon Ichi Software.
Yes.
And finally, on the 31st of March, we have Shovel Knight coming out for the 3DS, Wii U, and Windows. And I don't know you, but I'm actually quite looking forward to this game.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, it's very similar to DuckTales in a way that it's done, but you're a knight using a shovel.
So that kind of platforming style.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking I might pick that up on the 3DS since I've had $30 worth of credit just sitting on my system for ages now.
Oh, nice.
Or I might pick it up on PC and, do a video or two of it. And also in March, we don't know when yet. It's rumored to be the first of the month at some point, is The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 2, A House Divided, for Windows, Mac, PS3, PlayStation Vita, Xbox 360, and iOS.
Very nice.
Very, very nice.
I'm definitely looking forward to continuing that story.
Me too. And for those listening, there is a sale on PSN right now where you can get it for $10, the season pass.
No excuses. Go do it right now.
Yep.
You will thank me later.
And buy The Wolf Among Us while you're at it. I think that's like $8.
Oh shit, do that too. That's also really, really good. And
Yeah.
I have no background with the Fable stories, and yet I'm still loving it.
Yeah, ditto. Alright, so yeah, that's the games of March. It's gonna be a busy month, an expensive month.
Like I said, lots of good quality titles should be coming out of those ones, which that's part of what makes it such a big month.
Yeah.
Is the fact that everything looks good, so it's like, shit. There's not a bunch of like shitty games I don't want. There's a bunch of good games that I do want.
Yep, it's gonna be a pick and choose type of month.
Yeah.
With the rest of the games having to be bought over the course of like the next few months to follow.
Exactly.
Alright, well, with that done and out of the way in, I think, record time, we're going to move on to our news stories of the week.
That we will. And to kick things off, we will be starting with some video game news.
Yes, and take it away.
All right, to kick things off, there is reportedly a PlayStation 4 VR headset coming to GDC, whatever that stands for.
Game Developer Conference.
Yes, that. Well, apparently there's some sort of VR headset coming.
From Sony, nonetheless.
Yeah.
So look out, Oculus Rift.
That's cool.
Alright, keep this ball rolling along. Smash Brothers announced yet another character, and this time it's Diddy Kong.
Ooh.
So sorry, folks, no Cranky in this one. Thus, the Wii U and Smash Brothers will not sell systems.
As if there weren't other reasons why. No disrespect. I still support Nintendo.
Yeah, Diddy joins the fight. Yeah, that's cool. He was an alright character in Smash Bros. Brawl.
I don't even remember using him. I have very little memory of Smash Bros. Brawl.
Alright, you've got our next story, which is another release date.
Yes, we have a release date for Wolfenstein: The New Order, coming to the PS4, Xbox One, PS3, and Xbox 360, and PC on May 20th in North America, May 22nd in Australia, and May 23rd in Europe.
Yay! Killing Nazis again!
Nazis and robot stuff.
Oh my.
Oh my.
But there's also something else to note about this one, too. If you pre-order the game, you actually get into the beta for Doom 4.
Oh, I see this. Which has apparently been retitled Doom. Wow, yeah, it's been a while since Doom 3, now that I think about it.
Yep.
Shit, that was on the Xbox.
Yeah.
That's 2 consoles ago. What?
Yeah, it's hard to believe we haven't had a Doom in this long.
Yeah. Neat.
And speaking of neat, going into our next story, which is something I know you're excited for.
I am.
And that's Final Fantasy XIV Gold Saucer development has begun. So we don't know when it's going to be available, but the Gold Saucer area for Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, is currently underway, according to the director Naoki Yoshida.
Sweet.
which he says he can't reveal the release timing, but I can tell you we started. The designs and all the contents are almost ready, but we want to make sure that there's a huge volume and contents to the Gold Saucer when it's released. Otherwise, the players won't consider it.
Just that comment alone just shows how much they're taking A Realm Reborn seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they know they fucked up the first time around.
Yeah, and rather than just pumping out content for the sake of pumping out content, they're taking the time to ensure it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, like, I've read that the game's been extremely successful.
Yep.
So, no, that's cool, especially given that I've been enjoying Final Fantasy XIV when I've played it, and the Gold Saucer is a throwback to Final Fantasy VII, which is my favorite Final Fantasy. So, yeah, this makes me happy. Then moving forward, I have another release date for you all.
Yay!
A crazy, scary horror game, which I will not be playing, called Daylight. Has gotten a release date for PS4 and PC, and it is coming on April 8th.
Nice.
Also notable is that users on PC will be able to use the Oculus Rift headset if they're feeling particularly brave.
And have
Oh, man. Playing a horror with the Oculus Rift. Oh, that sounds brutal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And speaking about release dates for our last story here, if you missed it the first time around, well, Arkham Origins Blackgate is coming to the PS3, 360, Wii U, and PC on April 1st. No, that's not an April Fool's joke, folks. That's the actual truth. Yep, as I think this was obvious this was going to happen anyway.
Yeah. Once we found out about Blackgate, at least, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wanted to play it on the Vita, just never picked it up. Hoping it'll probably show up as a PlayStation Plus reward at some point.
Yeah. I know I never picked up Arkham Origins either.
Yeah, I've got that one on my radar to pick up too.
I've heard good things, but it's just I've had so many others that it kind of just slept under, so.
All right. So I guess we should dive right into our TV and movie news now then.
Yes. We should.
Mm-hmm.
And we will.
Yep.
Well, and to kick things off, we have a cast for the new Fantastic Four set by Fox. Or the Fantastic Four reboot. I don't know how to phrase this. Blah, blah, blah. Stuff. Long contenders. Miles Teller. Kate Mara. Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan. Have officially been confirmed to play Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, and Human Torch, there we go, respectively, while Jamie Bell is apparently the studio's pick to play the Thing.
Yeah. Interesting casting choices.
Yeah, especially as I look at them and notice one of them is a black guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's Michael Jordan, no less, of course.
Yeah, that's set some controversy online for sure with people commenting about that one.
Yeah, I've heard.
How can Johnny and Sue be brother and sister?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'll wait till I see it before I judge based on that.
Exactly. That's my thoughts too. You know what? We've been proved wrong about things before.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wait and see until we witness what they're actually going to do with it. Though, yeah, it's certainly an eye-raising decision.
Mm-hmm.
Or an eyebrow-raising. I don't think the eyes raise themselves. Anyways, the Fantastic Four opens June 19th, 2015.
Yay. I can go see it on my birthday and be disappointed again.
That's your birthday?
Well, the 24th is, so.
Oh, okay.
It'll be out for my birthday.
Okay, I see.
All right, well, going from the poor side of Marvel movies done by other studios, let's go to actual Marvel movies done by the Marvel Studios.
Ooh.
And it came this past week that the search is on for a Doctor Strange director. And there are 4 frontrunners according to IGN.
And who are they?
Well, on the IGN article, according to the Hollywood Reporter,
Oh,
the frontrunners to direct are Mark Andrews, best known as co-writer and director of Pixar's Brave.
okay.
Nikolai Arcel, writer and director of last year's Best Foreign Film Oscar-nominated A Royal Affair.
Sweet.
Dean Israelite, a relatively unknown director behind the upcoming sci-fi flick Welcome to Yesterday.
Awesome.
And Jonathan Levine, who helped young adult favorites Warm Bodies... helped. Who helmed young adult favorites Warm Bodies and 50-50. Never saw Warm Bodies. Wanted to, though, but I did see 50-50, and if that's the one I'm thinking about with Seth Rogen...
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good, so...
I've heard really good... I never saw any of those movies from any of those guys, but yeah, I've heard 50-50 was actually a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
My parents actually really enjoyed it, so...
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious about how that would transfer over to Doctor Strange, but...
Hey, the director of Elf did Iron Man, so...
Touche. But Elf was great. I love Elf. Yeah, neato.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice to still have more like information coming in that, Doctor Strange is in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really the only missing element of the Marvel Cinematic Universe now is the magic, the arcane side of things.
Yeah, we've got we've had the Avengers side with all those dudes. We've had the mystical Thor side with the gods in Asgard.
Mm-hmm. We're getting the cosmic aspect now this summer.
Yeah, we're getting the cosmic sci-fi aspect with that. And we've had the more gritty lower guys like, Punisher and, well, I don't want to say it, but Daredevil. But now we're getting the TV
Daredevil
series.
and Punisher really don't count anyway. I'm talking just about the cinematic universe.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, I guess we can say, like, Captain America gave us the grounded type deal, and Tony gave us the technological side of things.
Yeah, and now we're getting the mystical side with Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Well, moving forward, we have talk about the Terminator Genesis reboot thing, which I didn't even know about until this article. How did I? Oh, why? That's all I can say.
I think you've missed the podcast that we did talk about those.
Well, regardless, Jay Courtney has been cast as Kyle Reese in Terminator Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
I know Jay Courtney from Spartacus Blood and Sand, where he played Varro. I don't think I saw anything else that he was really in.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh, yeah, he was in A Good Day to Die Hard. He was Bruce Willis's person.
Son.
Yeah, person. Thor the Dark World's Alan Taylor will also direct Terminator Genesis, which is slated for release July 1st, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Cool story, Bill.
Indeed. All right. Well, still going with casting news, into the realm of TV now. NBC has cast the main character in their Constantine pilot, based on the DC comic character himself. And that person is Welsh actor Matt Ryan, whose credits include Criminal Minds, Suspect Behavior, and Edward Kennedy in Assassin's Creed 4. So, yeah. They actually managed to get, a non-American actor to play Constantine this time.
Yeah. While I didn't mind the Keanu Reeves version, didn't love it, but I didn't mind it. No, this will be good, I think. I have no idea what the guy actually looks like, to be fair. I'm actually going to click that link now, right now,
I was gonna
see if they
say,
have a picture.
there is a picture.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. He can play a snarky English guy. Wait,
Yeah,
was Constantine English?
I
Or he
believe
was
so.
Scottish, wasn't he?
I don't know.
He was from one of those parts of the world.
He was in the UK.
Yeah, he's a UKian.
Yeah. Well, that's Jester. He should know all about that because,
Yeah, sure.
he puts the uck in CanUK. But yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
Yep.
He certainly looks the part more than Keanu did.
Oh, definitely, yeah. He might be able to show some emotion,
Yeah, poor Keanu.
All right, you've got our next news.
Yes, the world of wrestling. Raw and SmackDown may lose their homes on USA and Sci-Fi. Um, actually, never even read the article. I want to let me click it. I just read the title and decided to say that NBCU and USA Sci-Fi. They'll have to find new homes on September 30th. Blah, blah, blah stuff. Blah, 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 more stuff. It also includes Total Divas, which does very well for itself on E. Oh, God. Total Divas. I guess it has something about NBCU?
Yeah, yep.
They're considering multiple plans for airing its show. Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
wow, we have actually flew through these news stories,
we have.
and now we reach the final one. Are you ready to jam?
Not this time.
It came out this past week that apparently Warner Brothers has put into production Space Jam 2 because they want to ruin everybody's childhood.
16 years later.
hmm However, well, they came out that supposedly it's going to star LeBron James in the movie.
Okay.
But there has been an update, and it says reporters from ESPN are tweeting that LeBron James's camp are refuting the Space Jam 2 story.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That honestly has me a little more worried for the movie. Because, I mean, Michael Jordan was pretty much at his pinnacle when he did Space Jam.
hmm
And LeBron James is, I mean, I'm no basketball fanatic, but I know he's, I think, one of the biggest names in basketball right now,
hmm
unless I'm mistaken. But
Oh, I'm the wrong person to ask for that.
yeah, so pardon me if I'm incorrect, but yeah, as far as I know, he's probably like the biggest name in basketball. So
Mhm,
honestly, if anybody was to be in Space Jam 2, I figure he's the right guy.
mhm. Yeah, it'd be either him, I guess, Shaq, or Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant. Get Steve Nash, I don't know. But regardless, yeah, I don't know much about basketball, so I can't say anything. But yeah, the fact that if they're refuting it, it's like, ooh, shit, who are they going to get now? Someone even less relevant?
Mm. Vince Carter.
Oh,
But even just the idea of this, they're making another, like, why?
especially so long after. It's like I thought Space Jam was we were done with that.
hmm
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love the soundtrack. I talk about that in my last vlog.
hmm Yeah, it's just, oh, I guess one silver lining about this is that it's going to be a sequel and not a remake.
I guess that's good that they're kind of leaving the glory of the first one alone, so
Mm,
this one can suck independently.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Well, I guess things could be worse.
It could always be worse. Could be WrestleMania 30.
Hey-oh.
What? Well,
All right, well, in record-breaking time, that does it for our news stories this past week.
yes, it does.
Ladies and gentlemen, you might actually be looking at a CanUK podcast under an hour.
Let's keep us moving then.
Indeed. So let's go to the been playing, been watching, and been reading section.
Yes, we shall. So, what have you been playing?
I'll kick us off with, probably the biggest game I've been playing this past week, and that's WWE 2K14, working towards that platinum trophy.
Yeah.
And every day trying to defend the streak to get, 50 people defeated. I have gotten to 49 now twice.
That is just such an insult.
Yeah. What made it worse was my attempt last night with Wade Barrett. I had 2 finishers, too, when he came into the ring.
But you just
Waiting! But I couldn't get the opportunity to use them.
That's what happened to my friend when we got to 49, was we just made it through like Ziggler or something. And then Hogan comes out as the 50th entrant, and it's like, okay, you can beat him and we'll get the trophy. And sure enough, he just couldn't get any offense. His timing was off. He couldn't get any reversals in. And Hogan just kicked his ass. And he's like, I don't know what happened. He's like, I just lost it for that one round. And I'm just like, hey, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I've been trying to defeat the streak as well. I've got 4 more people left on that list.
Who do you have to beat him with?
Punk, Kane, Triple H, and God, who is the other one?
You beat him with the sexy boy?
No, Shawn Michaels is the last one, yeah.
Huh.
Those 4 people.
2 of those people were the first 2 I beat him with. First person I beat him with was Shawn Michaels, and then it was Triple H.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have been unable to. With CM Punk, I think my strategy is going to be the Anaconda Vice, because I have found success in submissions.
Yeah, especially if you take him out of the ring and beat him up out there.
Mm-hmm. And lock a submission onto him outside of the ring first, too, so he can use his resistance thing.
Oh, yeah.
Then get him into the ring and lock it on again, and he can't use that, and boom, done. That's how I beat him with Batista, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Bautista?
Yes, with Bautista. With Triple H, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Shawn, maybe the sharpshooter, since I know he has that.
I just beat him with Shawn by being the Heartbreak Kid, the showstopper.
You see,
Mr. WrestleMania.
You see, I've tried that, and I've tried that with Triple H too, and every fucking time he's turned off the lights and hit with something at once.
I'll never forget the first time that happens. When I'm playing, like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad. So I go, yeah, I hit Sweet Chin Music on him, and like I'm about to cover him, and the lights go like, wait, what? What is this? And then he's behind you with a finisher. He just tombstones you, like, what the fuck is that?
So it's like everybody I've used now that doesn't have like a finisher that goes directly into a pin, I've been like, stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down.
I know, it's just like, yeah, just a gong and the lights go on. I'm like, oh, come on. This is the dumbest move. I can't help but laugh at it.
So what's the game you've been playing this past week?
Actually, just before recording this, I was playing a little bit more of Injustice, Gods Among Us.
Woohoo!
Working through the story mode of that.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to Luther's part of the story.
Yeah.
So I'm a little further than halfway, I believe.
Nice. Yeah, you are.
One guy in my history class, I was talking with him yesterday about gaming, and he was even asking me if I had played it, and he was saying that he hasn't played it, but he watched all the cutscenes for it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, if you just watch the cutscenes for it, he says, it actually makes up a pretty good little movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, NetherRealm does excellent work. And
yeah, it reminds me a lot of the Mortal Kombat reboot in that sense, and I love what they did with the story for that.
Yep.
With, each character having a different part of the overall story, and it's a really good approach.
Mm-hmm. Did you have that for what system?
I got it for PS3. I bought it on Boxing Day for cheap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm almost considering picking up the PS4 version. I know it's on sale now for like $25.
Oh, yeah, one of my friends got it for his PS4, and he enjoys it.
hmm
I don't think there's much graphically different, though, he said.
Yeah, it's more of the frame rate and everything, I think.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm going to pass on the sale this time around, but if it goes on again, it'll be definitely picked up. Because
Okay.
I enjoyed that game so much.
Yeah. My only regret is I don't have the definitive edition, so I don't get all the DLC guys.
Yeah.
No Lobo for me, sorry.
Alright,
What else have you been playing?
well, we spoke about Space Jam, so in the realm of sports, I've been playing a little bit more of NHL 14.
Still being an asshole?
Nah, I've gone the route of a good guy.
Oh, you've made
Because,
a face turn.
yeah, there was trophies available, so I've gotten trophies now for getting 100 on fans and 100 on
Oh,
teammates, I think.
you sold out. You sold out.
Yeah, I'm still having fun with that game.
That's good.
Back to you.
All right. Actually, yeah, just a couple days ago, I played finally the first episode of The Walking Dead season 2.
Yay!
Yeah. Um,
Did you cry?
no, but I just felt really sad when every time she'd talk about Lee. I was like, I miss you, Lee.
hmm
I don't, did I cry? I don't think I cried at the end of it, of the first one.
I didn't either, but the scene with the dog kind of...
I'm still talking about season 1, like when that ended.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I don't think I cried. I was very emotionally touched and maybe came close, but I don't think I actually cried.
Oh, wow. It happened to me twice.
Hey, it happens every time I play Metal Gear Solid 3 and 4.
hmm
Every time. And I thought these last times I played those games it would be different. No. They got me. 3 and 4 get me every time without fail.
hmm
So it's not that I'm like, oh no, you're a wimp for crying. It's just I don't know. It was definitely very emotional, but for some reason it didn't quite press my buttons enough to get the tears going.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I felt terrible when Sam, because I even picked up the frisbee and played frisbee with Sam.
hmm
In And then when Sam attacked me, I'm like, no, don't make me do this, Sam. Especially since I'm such a dog person. It's just like, oh no.
hmm
But then yeah, did you mercy kill Sam?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did too.
That
As
was
much as I
hard.
didn't yeah, as much as I didn't want to kill him, I'm like, I can't let you suffer.
hmm Yeah, that was a great episode, though. I cannot wait for episode 2.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you, at the end, who did you go with?
The old guy.
I went with the young guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching Jester's playthrough, too, and he went with the young guy. Who's like, okay, at least I'm going to see different routes here.
Yeah. I definitely you're gonna have to tell me what happens with your way of doing things.
I shall, I shall.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up our been playing.
hmm
Um, what have you been watching?
Oh, I have been watching quite a bit of stuff.
Hmm.
First and foremost, I finally caught up on Futurama and watched the last season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that show, as over-the-top humor that it had at times, it always found a way to, like, break your heart or make
Yeah.
you emotionally invested.
Yeah. That's one thing I do remember about Futurama. I was never a huge Futurama fan,
hmm
as I know we've talked about when we announced the ending of Futurama on
Yeah.
whatever podcast that was.
hmm
But yeah, no, it was. I always thought it was a good show.
hmm
Just never could fully get into it.
Yeah. All the seasons are up on Netflix. I really suggest watching the final season.
Yeah.
Um, do you care about spoilers?
No.
Okay,
No,
well,
no, not in this case.
okay. Well,
So The fans might.
Yeah, spoiler warning, just in case when you're listening, fast forward through this. Few of the final episodes. One of them, it had Fry, like, basically the spaceship was coming towards Earth, blasting this noise, and Fry, like, he knew it from somewhere. So, and they figured out finally that he knew it from the last day he spent back in 1999.
Okay.
So in order to like relive that day, they put him into his dreams, and he's reliving his final day. And at one point, he actually gets to the part where he's at his parents' house, and he starts realizing like how much he's actually missed his family. So instead of like continuing on with what he's supposed to do, he starts spending more time with his family because he missed them so much. And eventually, like, Leah, the professor, and everybody else comes in and drags him away from that. And he's just, like, completely heartbroken at that point and frustrated, and just does what they want him to do. And they figure out the noise and everything. And basically, it ends up being the... You know when you lose your keys, that little button, make a sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically, like, a buddy of Nibbler's. He's doing that from his spaceship to find the company car that brought him and Nibbler down to, put Fry into the chamber in the first place. Well, Fry does that, and Nibbler is like, well, Fry, we owe you one, right? And Fry, being all sad, is like, you can't give me what I want. Like, nobody can. Basically, being with his family again. And the episode actually ends with Fry waking up in another dream, and he sat down on the couch with his mother. And, like, the Rose Bowl is going on. He's like, wait, I can't be dreaming this. I never lived it. And Nibbler appears and is like, you're right, it's not your dream, it's her dream. So, basically, he's in his mother's dream back in 1999, so he can actually directly interact with her. He goes to talk to her. He's like, Mom, I have to tell you something. And basically, instead of saying anything, he hugs her. So it was really emotional.
Yeah. Oh.
And the last two episodes were something else as well. Throughout the entire series, poor Zoidberg, he's the butt of the joke.
Yeah, always been.
Yeah, nothing. Why not Zoidberg, right? The meme. But in the basically his final episode, he actually finds love. Like, the episode started off with him communicating with this like alien type deal, where he'd been in an online relationship for 4 years and finally meets her, and as soon as they interact with one another, she pushes him away because of his stench. But he actually finds a human that has no sense of smell, and actually, she falls in love with him. And he actually has a relationship, and he tells her, like, well, you've never had a sense of smell, and there's this surgery I could do for you so you can have it, but then you would smell my odor, right? Eventually, he does give her the surgery, and he's worried and everything else, and at the end, he's by her bedside, and he gives her flowers, right? And she starts smelling it, and she's like, oh my God, that horrible stench. He's like, I know, it's me. She's like, no, it's these flowers. You smell good. So, at the end, Zoidberg actually does find love.
Well, that's something to redeem his character.
Yeah, exactly. He found happiness at the end. And the final episode itself was just so amazing. It ended up with the professor having this time button, which would reverse time back 10 minutes for the entire universe except for the person holding the button. So Fry gets a hold of this, and he goes through the process of proposing to Leah. Leela. Leela, yes, sir. Oh my God, I blame it on the sickness here, folks. But the process of, proposing to her. long story short, the button gets broken, and they are the only two people able to like move around in a universe that is completely frozen. So they basically live their entire life this way until right at the end, the professor makes his way back because he was lost in like the time stream throughout
Mm-hmm.
in part of the episode. And he's like, well, I can fix the button, but once I push it, we're going to go right back to like before I conceived of the time button. And Fry and Leah at this point had lived a happy life together. And they're like, do you want to go around again? And like, I would love to. So yeah, it was really, really heartwarming. And needless to say, it brought me to tears multiple times.
That sounds like a good way to end things.
hmm and they left it open, basically, like if they're able to come back again.
Okay. Huh.
So enough of my ranting about Futurama. What have you been watching?
I watched the first couple episodes of the show Haven.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if you know anything about it.
Nope.
Well, I only heard about it because Edge is in it. Well, but he first makes a good cameo, I think, in the second season, and then gradually becomes a more recurring character later on.
hmm
But it almost has kind of like a early Smallville-esque feel to it,
Okay.
in the sense that it's in a village, or not a village, a city called Haven, and it's filmed in Nova Scotia, so it's kind of like a maritime town, which I'm sure you're familiar with.
Oh, yeah.
um, and these guys there have these abilities, which they refer to as troubles, because they're these like problems that the city faces, kind of like Smallville, where the mystery of solving out, who is doing the thing. Um, and yeah, it's deals with like police stuff and them investigating, and it's kind of lighthearted for now, but it's based on actually a Stephen King book called The Colorado Kid.
Okay.
But without telling too much about it, to give an example of one guy's like ability, Edge's character, which I heard about this when he was on Chris Jericho's podcast, was he's a cop or detective or something, and his trouble that he has is he attracts bullets to himself, which is kind of not the exact ability you would want to have. Well, first of all, ever, and second of all, when you're a cop. So that's like one guy's, that's his thing that he deals with. One guy can't feel any pain, other certain things, and then like, some people don't even realize they have these abilities, or they're not controlled consciously kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
So it's pretty interesting, though it's only on American Netflix, and my American Netflix only works about half the time, so sometimes when I've yet to be able to sit down and watch 2 episodes back to back, so it'll work for the first one, and then while I'm watching the second one, it'll get that error being like, no, it can't be played right now. So I'll have to come back the next day and watch it or something. So all in all, it's not bad. I'm hoping it'll get better, though.
Cool.
What else have you been watching?
Well, I actually saw a couple of movies this past week, an old one and a new one. The old one being 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Briefly mentioned that. It was on Netflix, so I figured, I'll finally watch it. Not bad.
This was your first time watching it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I took a while to watch it, but yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, actually. I got some good laughs out of it.
Yeah, it was a lot better than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
On the more brighter note, the other movie that I saw was the Lego Movie!
Yeah.
And yes, everything is awesome. Oh my god. That was probably one of the best animated / stop motion movies I have ever seen. Just so much humor, great character development and story. It was just amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
And I've yet to hear a single person say, it was okay.
Hmm.
Everybody I've heard who's seen the movie has loved it. Nothing short of that.
Hmm. Yeah, it's. I cannot wait for the Blu-ray release because I will buy this one day one. I usually only reserve that for Marvel movies, but yeah, this will be a day one purchase for me right here.
Nice.
It's just, well, awesome that everything like Lego recently has just been so great.
Yeah, they've really like stepped it up, I feel, from what I've been seeing of all the games they've been making and everything.
Hmm.
Um,
So what else have you been watching?
Not much. I can't really think of anything actually. I watched all the Harry Potter movies. Well, I mean, I had been working through them before, but I finally finished them. Finally watched Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2,
Hmm.
um, which actually was the only book I never read. I kind of lost interest a bit in the series. My interest had faded by the sixth book, and I never bothered to read the seventh. So I went into the seventh and eighth movies completely blind,
Hmm.
not really knowing what happened. But I gotta say, I actually I quite enjoyed them. Um,
Nice. Yeah,
yeah,
they
I don't
were good
know.
movies.
Pardon me?
I said they were good movies.
Okay. I was going to ask if you had seen them. But yeah, no, we also had this Harry Potter exhibit in Edmonton where they had all the props from the movies and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so we got to see um, all sorts of props, like the cabinet where they had the Bogart in the third movie with Professor Lupin.
Okay.
They had all their wands, the masks that the Death Eaters wore, the robes that all the characters wore, the clothes that they all wore. My favorite exhibit, or my favorite section was actually Gilderoy Lockhart's section.
Yeah.
Uh, he was, for those who don't remember, he was the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher in the second movie. He was the famous guy, very narcissistic, played by Kenneth Branagh, Sir Kenneth Branagh. Um, and actually, his section is so narcissistic because there's unfortunately you can't take pictures because I would have loved to take a picture of this. There is a painting of him
Mhm.
painting a painting of himself. I'm just like, oh, that alone is just pure brilliance. Um, and there was a bunch of other little things, and there was like a quiz that he gave his a prop quiz that he gave his students,
Mhm.
and the quiz is all about himself. Like, what did he do this? And one of the questions is my favorite, and it says, if one wants to take a picture of Mr. Lockhart, which side would they want to photograph? And the answer is, he is so handsome, any side would do. So it's little things like that. They have all the wands for them. They have like, uh, the sword of Gryffindor, the different creatures. So they had like a centaur,
Mhm.
the dragon egg that they had in Hagrid's hut. Um,
Cool.
and the one part that freaked me out, because for those who don't know, I'm a major arachnophobe. They had a prop fake spider from Chamber of Secrets,
Oh.
and it was big, and I just looked at it and got really uncomfortable. And I'm just like, man, I used to think I'd be able to like live in a fantasy world like Skyrim, but then like the concept of like a spider that comes up to your knees, that seeing it in real life, I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm good in Earth, please. I'm good with no fantasy spiders in my life ever. Please and thank you.
Yep.
So yeah, that kind of ties into what I watched, and yeah,
Neat.
it was sweet.
All right. So, been reading anything?
Yes,
What?
I know, right? As I also mentioned on my last recording of the Foxhole, I've been reading Preacher.
Nice.
Yeah, after our last podcast I did with you and Dr. Lech when we talked about the AMC Preacher series, I had said that I needed to do it. So, well, I went out and picked up the first three volumes of Preacher. I'm currently about halfway through the first one. I'm still a slow reader, but no, I've really been enjoying it so far.
Awesome. Haven't been reading anything myself. I've had a bunch of comics resting on the corner of my bed, just haven't had the chance to read them, which
Yeah,
includes stuff like the new She-Hulk series and a couple of Deadpool comics.
nice. Well, I'm sure at some point you'll have something to discuss in this topic.
hmm Eventually, yes. Possibly. I mean, I did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you did with your Punisher
hmm
and other.
Carnage.
Yes, Carnage. That was the other
All right, then. Well, I guess we should move into the shameless self-promotion section.
one.
And why don't you go ahead?
Well, to start things off, as usual, I'm posting updates of my vlog, The Foxhole, semi-regularly. Um, I haven't posted any. Well, I posted one last week, mainly just talking about various stuff, completely impromptu, mostly about what I was reading, what music I've been listening to, a little bit about wrestling, what I'd been watching, that fun stuff. However, actually, just before recording this podcast, X and I sat down to do a bit of a rant/discussion about the current state of affairs in pro wrestling following the events of the Elimination Chamber last Sunday and the rather lackluster Raw that occurred yesterday, Monday night.
hmm
And I guess it's falling on me to edit that one.
Yep.
So I'll be posting that on my channel at some point within the upcoming few days, I hope. But yeah, you can look forward to that, and yeah, that'll be something to watch for.
Sweet.
How about you?
Uh, Not a whole lot. I haven't had a chance to record much the past week, but I guess I will promote the newest Let's experience that I put up, SteamWorld Dig. Fun little game that was gifted to me on Steam. And also, there's more Ride to Hell coming up. I actually sat down and recorded 35 minutes in one go and realized, oh shit, that's way too long. So I split into two parts, and the second half will be coming up now on Friday.
Nice.
Hopefully some other videos. It all depends on how my throat is feeling.
Yeah. You've been doing well today.
Well, drugs helped. Thank you, Buckley's capsules. So yeah, so hopefully some more videos will be coming up soon. Hopefully next week I'll be back on a regular schedule with Minecraft, finishing up Guacamelee because I've only got like, God, I want to say 15 minutes left of that game.
Wow.
So yeah, should be wrapping that up pretty quickly and moving on to something else.
Nice.
And yeah, that's going to do it for me for shameless self-promotion. So yeah, guys, questions and comments. If you have any, please give us questions and comments. I know it hasn't been that long since the last episode of the CanUK Podcast because it was kind of recorded late and uploaded late on the 21st, actual 4 days ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure when this one will be going up yet, so who knows.
It's a quick one.
Yeah, so it might actually go up, well, it could be up on Wednesday, to be honest with you.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But as usual, leave questions and comments for us in the section below.
And you can win free games.
Yes.
And I just want to go on record right now, some new games on the list that I have to give out to people. Thanks to the humble Indie Bundle 11. That's Gina Sisters Twisted Dreams, The Swapper, Dust and Elysian Tale, Anti-Chamber, Fez, and yeah, Fez. That's the last one because I don't have the other three games, so I'm taking those for myself.
Nice. Yeah, no, as usual, even more reason to leave a question or comment below. Tell us what games of March you're picking up.
Yeah, please do. Please tell us what you think about Space Jam 2.
Yeah, who would you like to see be the main star of that? Are you excited to see Michael Jordan in Fantastic Four?
Not that Michael Jordan.
Oh, just like not that Sting against Undertaker.
Will you be picking up Arkham Origins Blackgate on April 1st.
What have you been playing as of late?
Are you dreading March as much as we are?
Or are you excited for every single game that you're going to be picking up?
And if you are, please give us money so we can do too, because clearly you're rich.
Yes.
And anyways, that's going to do it for this podcast. So, Big Boss, it's all yours.
All right. Thank you, boys and girls, for tuning in to this installment of the CanUK Podcast with me, Big Boss, and Lord X. We've had a lot of fun recording this for you and going over the games of March as well as the news stories that are featured for us. Thanks again for tuning in. Please leave your questions and comments below. And until next time, you stay classy.
Goodbye, everybody. No!
No!